G'day everyone, today I'll be showing you how to install a rear view camera and traffic cam all built in one into your vehicle. Now you'll notice my rear view mirror is there. This unit comes with a GPS locator, so I've stuck that behind the rear view so it's not in the way at all. Now just ignore that antenna, that's for my two-way pager for the van. That was already there. So put your GPS antenna on the windscreen, feed the cable into the lining and then pop it back out. Now I've chosen this spot to put my camera mount, so all the cables will be coming out there. So fit your camera, so that'll be there. So that's the GPS antenna. That is going to go to our rear view camera, and that's the power cable. Now you'll notice I've started to feed these cables into the lining, which is quite easy to get to. Now you may need to pull out this rubber and get access into this little false panel in there. So I've fed the cable into there. Like so. So basically we've got our cable running along there into there, and I've already fed it under the lining, and you'll notice there it is there. So I'll go to the back and give you a look at what else needs to be done to finish that off. Alrighty, there's our cable there. That's going to be our rear view camera, because this is a 2-camera DVR. Now what I've done is I've gone ahead and removed these little plugs. Now the way these plugs work, once they're flat and flush, they will not come out. So you either get a screwdriver or your nail, get under it, pull it out like that. So when they're like that, they're easy to remove. I'll just give you a look. So that's how it normally is, nice and flush. Get under there with your nail, pull it out like so, and then pull the whole thing out. So once you've done that, this entire lining will then come away. So I've removed most of them, just one left. That's the last one to come out. So nail under the clip, pull it out like that. Now I'm keeping all of mine somewhere close because you don't want to lose those. And once that's done, have a look and see how easily that comes away, like so. So that lining will now be a good spot to conceal that cable, which I'll do right now. Okay, I'll now continue to feed that cable all the way to the back and give you a look. I'll now carefully feed that through to the back. Now you'll notice that cable is actually being fed from that edge of the lining all the way up to there. So the cable's actually following about the first quarter of the top of that lining. It's not all the way down there, because if you leave it there, it may drop out and sag and look unsightly. So when I put my hand in, I feed the cable up to about there, and I'm following roughly that line there. You might find it easier just to put a bit of double-sided tape around the cable and fix it onto the lining. I'm just going to feed it in there loose. So there it is there, that's the cable that we're looking for. That's come out of the lining. You will have some slack or excess cable depending on the length of your vehicle. I've got about a metre or two, which is about 6 foot roughly, 3 to 6 foot. So I'm going to coil that up and leave it in the lining. I'll pop the cable out of there. That's where that's come from. Okay, I'm now going to continue to refasten that lining back to the vehicle body. Now always put your clips in a safe place because you want to get them all back and put them in the right spot. Otherwise you will have to go out and buy them, and they're not cheap when you go to an authentic dealer. Now, because we're working at the back, don't put the rest of the clips in at the back, leave it loose so we can re-feed the excess cable back in there. Okay, so far so good. Just a matter of finding a location for our camera and feeding the excess cable back in there. That is almost done. So that there is our rear facing camera. Bit of double-sided tape on there. Camera is adjustable. One thing I should point out, you want to get the orientation right on this. So you might want to put a little mark on there to tell which side is up and which side is down. So I'm going to test that on the camera now and I'll let you know in a sec. I've just had a look at the screen and that orientation is correct. Now I'll give you a look at how we fasten it onto the actual glass. Here's what I do. Don't remove it entirely. Just peel it off put it back on with a little bit of a gap there, so you can temporarily fix it to the glass, confirm that there's no obstructions, because I've got demisters on here, and if you're happy with the orientation, then you peel off the rest of that and fasten it for full-time use. Okay, now that the camera's in there temporarily, I'm going to close this door and check the camera and make sure that it's in the right position. Now it's fairly difficult to see that camera, which is good. It's nice and discreet. And I have double checked, and it has a really good line of sight. Alrighty, so now I'm going to fasten that camera permanently in position. Alrighty, so that camera is now permanently fastened. The cabling is also fed rather neatly. Give you a look. Just carefully make sure that cable's not going to get stuck anywhere. That's brilliant. Looking good. Alright, let's check the camera and see how it looks. Okay, let's have a close look. Yep, that's the correct orientation. So we'll go back to the menu. Channel. Put it on rear only. Let's have a look. Okay. Sky's at the top, ground's at the bottom. That is lovely. I will now go and adjust that so it's not looking so high up, so I can get further down. Alright, so there's our camera there. Now I've noticed that he's looking too far up in the sky, so I'm going to give it 1, 2 clicks and then see how that looks. Now I'll just point out there is some protective plastic on there. Just remove that and we're ready to go. Okay, now there it is. You'll notice I've got my trailer behind me. It's only about 3 feet. It's about 5 feet behind me, which is 1 metre to 1.5 metres. If you measure that boundary point there to the back of your bumper, you'll know exactly what distance that is, and that'll never change. So that camera looks nice and fixed. It sees the background. You can see the fence line, motorbike under the cover there, and you've got my work trailer there as well. So get that back up. And I'll give you a look at how far that trailer is from the back of the vehicle. Okay, so now just a quick recap. We've mounted the mount onto the windscreen as far up as possible. There's enough room there to move the unit around safely. I've got the GPS antenna there next to my other pager antenna, which is all concealed behind the rear view mirror. Makes it nice and neat. Cables go into the lining there, they run across and then drop back out. I'll keep all those cables together with some cable tie in a moment. Now it's just a matter of adjusting that unit, which is not difficult. So we've got a couple of cables running in here. There's a power supply and a camera. It runs along there. The power supply goes down that lining. And there it is there. I'm going to run that into the cigarette lighter like so. I will conceal that cable in a moment. Very easy to do. Just hide it under the dash, a couple of cable clips, which is done. Or cable ties. The other cable, which is the rear view camera, comes through here, along there, got running up along the lining. It then comes up the lining there towards the center of the lining and makes its way all the way to back to that point there. You'll notice that little black thing with the cable coming off it there. That's our rear view camera. That's my brake light, which is factory mounted in the van. There's our little camera there. It's not obstructing my view, well, I can easily say at all. So that's the view from the driver's rear view mirror. So we've got cables in here, running along there to the camera, and we've got a cable in here, running down there to the cigarette lighter. Now you could, if you wish, secretly mount one of these things, which is a double adapter. I use mine for my USB charger. But you could mount this under the dash, conceal it somewhere, and that'll be your full-time power supply. And you can either hardwire it into the cigarette lighter through the back, or you could just pop it into this socket and have the option of plugging into there. Okay, now let's have a look and see how it looks. There's our camera there. I can move that around, adjust it, get that panned in right. Now I've got some papers on the dash. They are going to go. Once they're gone, they won't obstruct the vision. So there's the front of my vehicle. There's no hood because it's a van. I'll probably set it up like that. And we've also got the rear view display right there. Lovely. I'll give you a quick replay of this and show you what it looks like. Go to browser. We've had no events, so we go to normal. We will pick the latest folder. Go all the way to the bottom. And check the final files and see what they look like. Okay, that is our test file. Let's check the front camera. And that's what the front camera looks like. Check the rear camera. Pause and play. Alright, that looks wonderful. Excellent. Let's have a look from the outside. So there it is there. That's the mounting plate. And that is our camera. Now I've got to clean that glass a bit. The cleaner your glass, the better your vision. But that is looking good. Lovely. Thanks for watching. Good luck.